Well, welcome back to another Skyline video. Today you join me at London Heathrow's Terminal 2, in which we'll be flying on Icelandair, taking a look at their business class product known as Saga class.
Did you really fall over?
I didn't fall over, the bag fell over.
So having embarrassed myself within 4 minutes of being in the terminal, I decided to wake myself up with a conveniently placed Costa down the end of the check-in zones.
You have it one.
Terminal 2 itself is only 8 years old at the time of filming, making it the airport's newest and most up-to-date terminal, yet somehow the most cramped at check-in. And that speaks for itself if you've ever flown out of Terminal 4. So having checked in at our designated Saga class check-in station, we then made our way through very busy and very understaffed security, which took us just under half an hour to complete. Fast track made no difference in this case, as the normal security lanes were no different in terms of waiting time. After security, we made our way to the Golden Circle Lounge, or the A2 Lounge, which Icelandair use in partnership with Airlines. The lounge is available to anyone with a Saga class ticket and provides a nice place to relax before your flight. The lounge provides drinks and some snacks, with the cost being included in the price of the ticket. I went for a Bacardi and Coke and a shortbread cookie. A safe choice. The lounge also provides an excellent view of the adjacent apron, the only problem being the shutters ruining any kind of photo opportunity. Down below is Echo India Delta Echo Papa, which took me to Dublin earlier this year. And as if on cue, here's the aircraft that will take us to Keflavík. A 20-year-old 757-300 that has spent its entire life with the Icelandic flag carrier, having been delivered a month before I was born. Since our aircraft had arrived from Iceland, we made our way to the infamous B gates. My already tired legs were not looking forward to this one. Thankfully, you have the power of my editing and can sit back without having to endure much of the walk. Having expelled any sort of remaining enjoyment I had for escalators or travelators, we came to realise how busy tonight's flight would be, with what appeared to be half the UK's education system flying out to Iceland with us tonight. I then expressed my concern about recording around a large group of children.
You creep.
Thankfully we didn't have to wait around for long, because no sooner than we had arrived, boarding for Saga class had commenced.
Are they Saga?
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Cheers, thank you.
Space in the overhead ramps. As you approach the gate, can you please present your boarding pass and passports?
Icelandair's 757-300 economy class consists of 203 seats laid out in a 3-3 configuration, whereas Saga class consists of 22 seats in a 2-2 config. Our seat today is 4A, which is of course a window seat. Icelandair are very generous and had left bottles of water for every seat, something most airlines fail to consider. And before long the Icelandic hospitality had commenced, with noise cancelling headphones being offered before we'd even left the gate.
Passengers to avoid queuing in front of the lavatories and remember to maintain good hygiene. Hand luggage shall be placed in an overhead compartment or secured under the seat in front of you. And if you are seated by an exit, please ensure that all hand luggage is stowed in the overhead compartment for both takeoff and landing. And can you please fasten your seatbelt and ensure that your seatbelt, footrest, armrest and tray table are in lock position and the window seat.
Close attention to the following information. Mobile phones and
Shortly after departure and during the climb, we were offered blankets, which came in really handy as we soon found out the flight would get very cold. The seats were a little hard but overall comfy, definitely well above par for a 3-hour flight. The IFE however was annoying, as every time you tried to turn it on or watch a movie you had to endure the same 3 minutes of Icelandic adverts. With my IFE patient stash running low, I gave it one last chance to redeem itself. The IFE has a wide range of movies and TV shows to keep you entertained. However, I found there to be slim pickings of more mainstream music, with Icelandic bands and singers having a firm hold over the music selection. About half an hour into the flight, we were handed a drinks menu. It consisted of champagnes, wines, Icelandic gin, beers, with soft drinks being offered for the younger passengers. You can pause the video at any time to view the whole selection. Just be sure to have your brightness up. After messing around with it since we boarded, I figured out how to work the tray table. As it turns out, I wasn't being useless. The table mechanism just needed oiling, and a lot of it. The tray table features an indent to hold the drinks, however the divider made that redundant rather quickly during our flight. Having nothing else better to do, I revisited some Icelandic electronic music, which turned out to be pretty good. This didn't stop me from turning it off in favour of some Top Gun, which is every aviation enthusiast's favourite movie. Right? Around 10 minutes after being given the drinks menu, the flight attendant took our drink orders. Mine being a bottle of champagne, which I've since forgotten the name of, served with some incredibly tasty cheese cracker type snack. Shortly after this was dinner. It consisted of a chicken salad served with roasted sweet potatoes and basil oil, a bread roll with whipped butter and Icelandic sea salt, and a dulce de leche for dessert. It was at this point during the flight I realised my tray table had a critical flaw, and seemed to take my previous needing oiling comments to heart, and instead gave me a perfect rendition of Bambi on Ice, as if to prove a point. During the service, the crew offered out some coffee. Now, I'm not much of a coffee drinker, and I usually have it with milk and a bit of sugar. However, it wasn't too bad. In the seat back pocket, you'll find your regular suspects, a safety card, an air sickness bag, but also an envelope for anyone who wishes to donate to a children's charity. Around 20 minutes before arrival, the crew offered out some chocolate, which I thoroughly enjoyed. It had a rich yet creamy taste, with a dollop of caramel hidden inside.
You don't trust me, do you? Typical.
Bye.
See ya. Hey. Oh, this is impossible. Hey.
Even with the long-winded walk, which thankfully I can trim down for you, we knew exactly where to go due to Keflavík's unrivaled signage, a big plus for someone like me who suffers with a fear for getting lost. Having made the long enduring walk fit for the 24-hour Le Mans race, we made our way to Carousel 2, in which we waited an eye-watering 10.78 seconds for our baggage to arrive. Probably still the only benefit of arriving just before midnight. Having collected our belongings, we then made another much shorter walk to the exit, where we would catch our bus to our accommodation in the centre of Reykjavik, which is a good 45-minute drive and costing 8,500 Icelandic krona for 2 people. Overall, I really enjoyed my flight today with Icelandair. The crew were absolutely phenomenal, and it really does show that with a bit of customer service you can turn a 3-hour flight into a service worthy of a long-haul flight. Everything Icelandair did on today's flight was great, and I certainly don't regret a penny spent on the flight. I look forward to returning to Iceland in the search of the famous Northern Lights, in which on this occasion we didn't get to witness. For now I say my piece, and I look forward to flying with you to sod it.
Akureyri.